So, just to do a recap, a quick one, a very quick one. Part one of two sides of the coin, was basically referencing how we get so caught up in one side of the coin that we don't even see the problematic functioning of that side of the coin. We don't even see how that side of the coin might not be just, it might not be right, it might not be morally right. Your moral compass might be totally off, but because we're so used to focusing on that side of the coin, we tend to acknowledge seeing another side of the coin as taking a risk, when in actuality, it is not. Part two is based upon consequences and receiving whether or not you are a problem-based person or a solution-based person. Two sides of the coin. Now, if you are a problem-based person, then you must realize that you will be complaining your whole entire life. And if you're a solution-based person, you must realize that when you run into people who are problem-based people, you will always be trying to figure out, why am I trying to find a solution and this person is focusing on the problem? In many relationships, you see where the woman might be trying to fix the problem and the man might be trying to dwell on the problem, and it always seems like the confrontation always persists because it's a stalemate. You can't go forward because one party is not trying to inhabit or absorb the conclusion of solutions, and the other person just likes to complain. And unless you know what side of the coin that you are on, you will always find yourself being unequally yoked with someone. It's very hard for me to say it's someone else's fault when I go to a pig place and complain about not eating pork. You hear what I just said? You have some people in your life that complains about eating pork in a pork place. That means you had to get up, get in your car, drive, knowing where you're going, get out of your car, walk to the door, smell a pork, open the door up, then complain about pork. And I'm just using that as a hypothetical stance or a statement. But some people will go as far as saying, don't nobody do that shit. Listen, if you tell your mate, I'm just on mates right now, but we'll get to life in a minute. If you tell your mate, if you say, communication is our problem, we don't talk enough, and every time it's time to talk, he or she has something to do or not focus or don't want to do it, then that's a person who does not want to fix a problem because they exist and they feed off of problems. It's simple. Because if a person was a solution person, they'll be so keen on trying to get to the promised land, and I mean by the promised land, like a resolution that y'all could basically function as a couple together, that they'll try anything. And I had a couple that I counseled, right? And like always, and I'm not bashing guys or whatever, because I got something for you women too, but he couldn't believe that it was that simple. He wanted some complicated answer to why him and his wife communication wasn't where it was at. And I kept trying to tell him, do you listen? And you know how us men, we say, he must like my wife, he's on my wife's side, he's trying to be smart, he's being sarcastic, he's being passive aggressive. The reality of it is he couldn't answer the question because he didn't. Science says that you use the same part of your brain to talk and think as you do to respond. I'll say that again. This is not me talking. It's a scientific fact that you use the same side of your brain to talk as well as listen. So, in saying that, it's an impossibility for you to listen to someone thinking of what your response is going to be because you do not hear them. You might hear the sound that their voice is making. You might even hear the words that they're making, but you do not comprehend what they're saying because you are occupying the same side of your brain that is used to have a response. So while the woman is talking, the man is thinking of something to say back, and while the man is talking, the woman is thinking of something to say back. And they never really understand how the other person is not understanding what they are saying. Their problem was simple. He did not listen to his wife, because if he listened to his wife, he would have found the very answers to fix their relationship, because she basically is saying it. You don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do this, you don't do that. You do this too much, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do that. But instead of him hearing it as a cry for help, most of the time we hear it as nagging. So, I'm not talking from a place of chastisement, and I'm not talking from a place of arrogance. I'm speaking from a former problem lover. I'm a recovering problem lover. So I'm not speaking like from a place where I never acquired or had these character defects. I'm not speaking from that place. I'm speaking from a place that it took me to realize. I'll give you an example. Say you was in someone's house and they was complaining about a headache all day. And then you went inside their bathroom and their medicine cabinet was open and they had headache medicine. And then you say, okay, you go in there, you ask her, have you took anything for your headache? And they say no. This is a clear-cut definition of a problem lover. She didn't take any medicine for a headache because she likes the ability to complain about it. Because the solution is, if you have a headache, to take some headache medicine. Clear-cut definition. So what is the other side of the coin? The other side of that coin is, instead of me saying that my wife is nagging, how about I just listen to what she got to say? With no judgment attached to it. Without saying, oh, here we go again. I gotta listen to this shit again. She never shut the fuck up. Instead of saying that kind of stuff, how about you just say, you know what? I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna listen to what she gotta say. And you might be shocked because you might actually find a solution to your problem. Not from no shrink, not from no psychologist, not from couples therapy. Like, you might just hear the problem to your relationship, the answer to the problems in your relationship from a simple conversation with the person in which has the problem. So, youth normality, Facebook, YouTube, this is my Sunday inspiration. My Sunday inspiration is, I don't knock people who are problem people, but I should just suggest them to find another problem people. So you can be in a couple, you could be in a relationship with two people who love to complain, and y'all will have the greatest relationship in the world because y'all be sitting around each other complaining all damn day. And I would suggest a solution-based person to be in a relationship with a person who loves to find solutions to their problems just like you do. And y'all would have a beautiful problem-solving relationship. But if you choose to deal or be with someone who is unequally yoked to you, do not complain about your misery because you signed up for it. It is not a mistake. It's not a coincidence why y'all don't get along. It's not a coincidence why everywhere y'all go, y'all argue. It's not a coincidence when you pull up to your door, you listen to 6 songs because you don't even want to go in the house and deal with this person. It is not a coincidence. Because you refuse to see that you are with someone that is unequally yoked to you. Yes, they is perfect as far as the way they look. Oh my God, she got the perfect body that I've been looking for. Yeah, you know, he ain't broke. Yeah, you know, she ain't a beggar. You know, he got his own shit. Yeah, that all might be true. But you're going to be miserable as hell. So sometimes, as uncomfortable as it is, you have to go to the other side of the coin that you haven't visited, that you're not used to. When someone asks you, here's the tails, you pick tails 999 times out of 1,000 because you like that side of the coin. The definition of insanity is to try things over and over again and expect a different result. So if you keep trying, tails, you will keep getting what tails has given you. This was part 2. Like always, my ending will always be the same. If no one told you they love you, today I do. Understand and get it through your head that today you can have a great day on purpose, and if you choose misery, it's exactly that, a choice. You choose whether to be miserable or not. Misery is a choice. So, in saying that, I will say it was a pleasure. I pray that everything works out for your benefit. I pray that you got anything from this message. To God be the glory. It was no doing of my own. Decopbo 1.